Hey traders, Leaf West. Again, looking at these color-coded candles. This video. I'm going to just stick to the daily chart and maybe the weekly chart examples, and showing you how well I think that the extreme trend candles, the dark blue candles, really work as a warning for possible change in direction of a trend. I have AMGN up here, daily chart, and you can see, well, you had a move down from, I don't know if we go back how far you go back, but anyways, you had a move down, and you had blue candles warning you that the trend down was ending, and then you actually gapped higher. So, but that was a warning. You had four candles. You had 4 days here warning you that the trend had gotten to a point where a reversal was likely. So that was a good warning sign. Let's just go forward in time. Again, you had a trend lower into a period of sort of three blue candles telling you that the trend is likely coming to a conclusion, and you're going to get some kind of either a trend reversal or a counter trend bounce before this trend reasserts itself. But in this case, you got a pretty good strong move off that to a new structure high, and then again a reversal. And what do you get? You get a price extreme, you get trend channel, trend strength warnings, and excuse me, and you get a bounce from there as well, and a bigger bounce into current price. And the reason I brought up Amgen is because it gave you on Friday, January 20th, a dark blue candle. So it's warning you that this trend is at a extreme level. So buyer beware. Okay, I'll give you another example, guys. Here's a stock I blogged a bit about back when these blue candles are happening, and actually I've took some money out of this stock in the last couple of weeks. So you had again, I've had a blog on Amazon. So if you want to learn more about Amazon, just go back and search on the blog site. But here again, you had extreme trend uh, candle warnings, dark blue candles, warning you that this trend down from 250 down to 180 was likely going to see some kind of either trend reversal or a counter trend bounce. And so you've had a nice A, B, C move. You flipped the green. So obviously you got to sort of gear down to a smaller time frame candles if you want to take advantage of quicker triggers into a trade, and to see intraday trading possibilities, what have you. That's all I've done really on Amazon. It's been pretty careful with it, just taking profits and taking trades. I'll give you some more examples, guys. Here is a financial BBT Corp, BB&T Corp. Sorry, go back to August of last year, 2010, and you can see price extreme candles giving way to trend extreme candles, and then you get not necessarily a trend reversal right away. You got some kind of counter trend move, which was some big sort of range consolidation pattern, and then you finally got a break above that back in middle of December, right around 19th of December, and you've had a move up to this point when we're not quite at a trend extreme, but you're getting some, I don't know if that's a distribution or it's too soon to be called distribution, I guess, but you are getting uh, towards the top of an extreme move. So maybe we're going to get some kind of pattern here, correction pattern. That looks like 1, 2, 3. So it looks like maybe we're heading to wave 4 for BB&T. Let me call up another one. Hang on. Here we got Deere and Company, John Deere. I don't have any dark blue candles, but I just thought I'd show you price extreme candles on a daily basis, and that they were warnings that this push down had gone too hard, too fast, and again, whether it's a reversal part in the chart or whether it's just a counter trend trade, as it was in this example where Deere traded up, then made a new low, and now you'd say that obviously you've made a new low, but you've broken this high, so that was a trend change point. So again, when I play these trades, and you get moves off of these extreme candles, what I like to do is wait for the pullback, and they'll be different every time. Like for example, in this case, price pulled back. What did it pull back? It looks like it pulled back kind of a nice 78.6 roughly. Yeah, well, between 78.6 and 61.8, and then moved off that. And you can play intraday wise. You can play trades in that direction. Or in this case, you had a little stronger move, and then a nice little flag pattern or pennant pattern sideways, slightly lower, and then you could have played that, the break of that. Again, on an intraday basis, you could have been seeing that. You can play the break of that pattern, and where you go. Hang on one sec, guys. I blogged a few weeks ago about the cyclical stocks and how they were going to do well, and they have done well. And here's Dow Chemical, DOW. Again, here you have an example of price extremes, kind of a kickoff move from this sort of tight range that we had. Um, Sometimes when you get this back and forth, the range is expanding. It's like a megaphone. Um, you get expansion out of that. And we got price extremes. We get a bit of a counter trend bounce, and then take to new lows, and we made a trend extreme. And that was your point. Again, depends on your guidelines and rules, but that was your point when you broke this moving average, was to cover your short if you were short coming out of this thing. But you really didn't get any follow through on a bounce. And again, when this bounce fails, you can get short again. You can get short on the breaking of the low of the blue candles for playing for some follow through on the short side. But again, you're the risk of taking that trade is that you're in the process of making a bottom. Here you made a couple of dollars more on the downside, but I think you'll see in a lot of examples that you don't necessarily push. You might have pushed down and made a new marginal low, new low, and then made a stronger move the other way when you couldn't extend price. And then in this example, in Deere, we're actually making a trend extreme price move to the upside right now. So if you look at this, you could sort of see this is your a. This looks not so much like a impulsive structure off the bottom here. It looks like A, and this looks like B, and this looks like C. So I think that this is part of a bottoming structure, a bigger bottoming structure, possibly. And I would think that we're gonna pull back into some kind of corrective pattern here. But let's just look at we have the stock. Let's look at the projection here and see where we get. So we're into that price projection area off of the A wave, and let's look at it from a reverse projection basis. Take it from the low of the correction to the high of the correction area. And we slightly overshot that. But I think this to me looks like ABC. So I would think that this possibly could trade in the other direction the next few days. So I'll look for that as an intraday trading opportunities on the short side early next week. Let me give you one more example. Hang on. Okay, one stock I haven't played in a while is Home Depot, and that was it's been a strong stock. Here you had price extremes, and then again, you don't know whether you're going to get just a corrective bounce or a trend change. And in this case, it was a trend change. But why I'm raising it here is more because we've had two blue candles now, and it closed at 44.51. And the high was 45.50, the low was 45.30. So we closed off of the highs. You can't see it as well in these there's the better look at the candle. So we had a bearish engulfing candle on Friday. Option X, so it's tough to read something into it, but I would say that this bearish engulfing candle tells me that next week we should be able to get some intraday trading opportunities to the short side. But I just looking at this trend, because you did break this structure high, right? You're at Are you at all-time highs? It can't be at all-time highs because of the boom in housing. You're at all-time highs in this thing, right? And you on a weekly chart, you're still trending upward. So I think that this stock has still room to go here. And if you were to project out based on this corrective pattern, we're right in there, right? We're right in there. And let's see on this pattern, we're in there as well. So this is a good spot to say, you know what, we're going to see some kind of corrective pullback. But this is a nice, there's no selling pressure at all, and still has not shown you divergence. So I would not be too aggressive in shorting this thing next week, but it clearly is showing signs that the trend has gotten very extreme, and you could sort of say that, you know, people are going to be taking profits, right? The strong stocks, if the market does start to do anything in the other direction, people will start to take profits. Yeah, but it's pretty hard to argue against this. There's nothing bearish except for that last candle on Friday. And again, that's option X, so it's tough to read too much in it, but I just wanted to show you that because you got blue candles there. And what other lists? I got my list here of blue candles. Let's see a stock that. There's a strong stock of late. MGM. So I got a blue candle. I'm supposed to have a blue candle. Yeah. So there again, you're just breaking out to a new. Look at this pattern here. You've had a big consolidation here. So this is actually a very interesting looking chart to me. Now, I got to think that you're breaking a rectangle here, right? So let's just take a look. You know, you could say that that's kind of where that is. That's kind of where that is, right? Yeah, let's take this. Oops. Really, I guess that's it right there. That really is the rectangle consolidation that was broken. And I would think that a pullback anywhere to around $12. $12 would be the interesting price to watch on this thing on a pullback. Because if it can hold that, then there's a bigger chart pattern to look to play on this thing. Because if you look at it, you could say that. Let's go to. Can we go to monthly on this thing? Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Look at the pattern of this puppy, yeah? And all we did was, we're just correcting a bit here on a bigger time sense. What did we do? We pulled into 61.8 on a monthly time chart. And if we're breaking this weekly rectangle, you know, why couldn't we go up to the high of like if this is A or this is 1, that's 2, and we're starting a third leg here, you know, this could be really interesting. You know, even if you just were to challenge this bigger level, swing high at $17, $17.50. No, I'm sorry, 16.89 is the number. From $12, that's 30% gain, and that could be something that we see here in 2012. So that's interesting. That's interesting. All right. Yeah. Okay. So I got to cut the video off here, guys. Okay. Bye.